Hello, as promised, let's talk about something sad. Let's talk about loss at Christmas. I have been bursting bubbles this holiday and talking about depression at Christmas and that it's okay to be depressed at Christmas because it's just Christmas. And now I want to talk about loss and grieving at Christmas. I lost my granddad just before Christmas of 2007. So that was about 12 years ago. And it was challenging, not only because I was young and it was my first experience of a family death. The first one that I remember and was old enough to participate in. I'm not so good with the words, I apologise. He passed away on the 18th of December. It wasn't easy for any of us because obviously it was a beloved family member, that's always sad, but also it was supposed to be a really happy time of year and it just wasn't. So that was about a week before Christmas, and then obviously when you have to arrange a funeral kind of around that sort of time, it's not easy and it takes a while for it to set in. I remember going in school the day after it happened and everybody was supportive and lovely and my teachers were spoken to, and I just got into like my first session of the day, I think it was like a form session, tutor group type thing, and just started crying. And a lot of my friends didn't really know how to deal with that, which is fine. We were all young and not great at dealing with such heavy things at that point. It was a bit awkward, and I'm not really a crier anyway, so that didn't help. As the dust kind of settled for everybody else, we were still kind of dealing with it. So it's this happy time of year where everyone's happy and excited, and I'm just there thinking about the funeral that's going to happen 3 days after Christmas. For me as well, I had the double whammy of my birthday is New Year's Eve. So Grandad's funeral 3 days before my birthday and 3 days after Christmas wasn't conducive to a really happy holiday period. I think a lot of the reason why it was so hard is because we're not necessarily brought up, but there's this expectation of, oh, don't bring everybody else down, let's talk about happy things. And Christmas seems to be that time where we just don't do the whole sadness thing. Throwback to that video up there where I talk about depression at Christmas, because grieving and loss is different to having depression. Though they can go hand in hand, they are not necessarily the same thing. Going through the stages of grief when everyone's trying to stop you from being such a downer on things, that's hard, especially when you're young, but also for everybody else as well. I don't necessarily have many tips on how to deal with it either, because it was quite a long time ago, but I just wanted to come and sit down and tell you that it's okay. It's completely natural to mourn and grieve for somebody that has died regardless of the time of year. Just because it's Christmas, it doesn't mean that you have to get over it faster, hide it for the benefit of everybody else, because bottling it all up is not healthy, it's not going to help you, it isn't good in the long term. Saying that, if you yourself don't want to focus on the sad parts, because some people are like that, that's fine. One thing you could do is share happy memories with the people that you're around, with your friends, with your family, with anyone else that's also grieving whoever has been lost. That can be a really good way to work through grief while keeping things festive and happy, if that is what you want to do. But if that's not what you want to do, that's completely fine too. I think loss is hard for everybody, and losing somebody is very sad. I don't think losing somebody at Christmas makes it necessarily sadder, because You're already mourning somebody that you love. Why should you mourn the happiness that you might not have? Why should you mourn Christmas at the same time? And anybody that says, oh hey, stop being so down, it's Christmas, it's happy, maybe they're the twat. That's just really insensitive, and somebody should maybe sit down and have a word with them. Try not to listen to them. I know that's easy to say and hard to do, being there, but Christmas doesn't mean that you get to be insensitive to people's needs. I guess that's another thing. If you're watching this because somebody you love has lost somebody, just be sensitive. Don't expect people to be happy and bouncy when there is now a new hole in their life. Be nice to each other, and the season is about showing love, and we can show love without telling people to cheer up and be happy. We can show love by giving that person space to share their emotions, share their tears, share their happy memories. It doesn't have to be focused on happiness. We can focus on love, and love doesn't always have to be happy. Wow, Max, that got deep. I really do hope that you have found this helpful. You know what to do if you have found it helpful. Just know that I am with you, and if you want to reach out to me and talk about it, I am always open for that. All of my social media links where you can private message me are down in the description. As always, just fire me a message through there and I'm happy to talk. See ya!